Hey folks, welcome back to The Slice with your boy, Stephen Boughton. I'm going to break down Federer's match against Gasquet, why Rafael Nadal is playing so good, and I'm going to preview and give my prediction for Dimitrov versus Kyrgios in the fourth round of the Australian Open. So here's The Slice on what's going on right now in this year's Australian Open. So before we get going, please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because it really helps me out. And if you subscribe, you won't miss any of our future videos, which will make you a better tennis fan. Also, you can buy this shirt that I'm wearing, the Slice Ringer t-shirt, by going to theslicetennis.com and purchasing it. It's made in Canada, it's ethical, and it's dope. So get on it. So Federer beat Richard Gasquet 6-2, 7-5, 6-4, but he just didn't beat him. He stepped his game up, and his backhand has started to click again, and that's got Federer fans all like... It's the one and only Digo Double G. Snoop Dogg. You know I'm mobbing with the D-R-E. Yeah. You know the West Coast is back for all you suckers. Okay, I'm going to stop. But Federer's playing way better now because he played his old friend Richard Gasquet. And you know what Richard Gasquet brings to Federer's table? Predictability. He knows how Gasquet plays, and he is able to really get his backhand going. He started to hit over the ball a lot more, which was good. It wasn't perfect, wasn't a perfect performance, but it was better than the first couple rounds. He was hitting his backhand aggressively like he did in last year's Australian Open, which is what won him the Australian Open. It's almost like scary to watch if you're a Federer fan because it's so risky. And in the past, he's shanked a lot of his when he goes over the top so much, he starts to shank them and starts to break down, and he gets tight and nervous, and then he doesn't play as well. But as of late, the new improved neo backhand, as we like to call it, has been popping, and it came out again against Gasquet, which is what he's going to need to win the Australian Open again. And another big thing that Federer did well against Gasquet was serving. His serving was better. If you've been watching, you always know that I say to have a good serving match, Federer has to hit, or anyone really has to hit, more than 60% of their first serves in. And Federer hit 65% of his first serves in, winning 80% of those points. So that's a really good sign, because in the last round, he was below 60%. Not good enough. He also hit 12 aces. So his serve is getting to where it needs to be, because when his serve is popping and he's hitting lots of aces and he's getting a lot of them in, like over 60% in, very hard to beat. Last year when he beat Nadal in the final, I think he was at 62% in, and he hit 17 aces if I remember correctly. I'm on a good roll for remembering stats right now, if you've seen on Twitter. But the one thing about his serve that's kind of worrying me is it's not that hard. The hardest serve he hit last night was 117 miles per hour. That's the hardest serve. That's not his average. Usually his average is around, first serve average would be around 115. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe you should look at that. Like normally he can crank it up and hit about 125, which is insane. It's pretty hard. Like the hardest servers, if you need a point of reference, the hardest servers in the tour, like Kyrgios, Milos, like their hardest first serves will be like 135 to like 140. That's like their hardest serve. So Federer's hardest serve will be like 125, 127 in there. But his hardest serve last night was 117, so not as hard. So I hope there's nothing going on there with his back, but maybe he just wanted to try and get more in, which is why he was at 65%. So he took a little pace off and just started to place them more. And he's really effective, obviously, when he got those first serves in, winning 80% of those points. So that's what he wants to do. So that's a good sign for Federer fans, and we can relax on that point. And in the next round, he's playing Fucsovics from Italy, who is playing unreal right now because really, who's really heard of him that much? I've heard of him, but he's having a great tournament, obviously. He took out Sam Querrey, and he's coming up, and now he's in the fourth round playing the GOAT. And I'm not too stoked about that for Federer's part because Fucsovics is not going to give him a lot of familiarity with his game. He's kind of unknown, and it might take away a little bit of the rhythm. But Fucsovics still hits a hard ball, and it's going to help Federer get up to pace and get his game continuing to get into the shape it needs to be as the later rounds come in. So I don't think you should have a problem with Fucsovics. Why do these players have such hard names to pronounce? It makes me look dumb. That's okay, though. We don't take ourselves too seriously here at this Slice because we don't want to take tennis too seriously either. But Fucsovics shouldn't be a problem, but he is a good player. And if you're a Fed fan, you're also stoked that Del Potro is out because he got his butt kicked by Berdych last night. The Birdman played a great match, really taking it to Del Potro, who looked like he had heat stroke from the match he played against Kachanov in the Sun. So the Birdman's through, and then Federer fans, you know, they are going to be pretty cocky when Berdych comes in. Because what happened last year in the Australian Open? Federer laid an absolute beat down on Berdych in the third round and embarrassed him. So I'm sure Berdych will be looking for revenge, but Federer fans aren't too worried. Now, Dimitrov versus Kyrgios, two of my favorite boys on tour. And they are going to be playing in the 4th round, which is kind of sad because I think that their level right now is more of a quarterfinal matchup, definitely. But it's obviously going to be part of what I call the 4th round frenzy. It's a segment that I do in the draw reactions where I show you which 4th round matches are just insanely good. And this is one of them. So Kyrgios and Dimitrov have played a couple times before, obviously. They played in Brisbane just recently and Kyrgios won. But they played in the final of Cincinnati, which I was actually at. And that match was probably different than this match is going to be because Dimitrov was playing unbelievable in Cincinnati. His serve and his forehand were just off the charts. He was moving unbelievably well like he always does, and he just played an amazing match there and really tactically good. Kind of like low-paced Kyrgios to his backhand, so Kyrgios couldn't get that much rhythm or use his opponent's pace like he likes to. Kyrgios maybe didn't play his best match, and Dimitrov won pretty solidly in the final. It was still a super entertaining match. This match will be different, though, I think, because Dimitrov has not been playing his best in this tournament. People have been crapping on him. Like, Brad Gilbert's been, like, really getting on to him. He's, like, playing not good at all. He's not playing at all. Everyone thinks he's going to lose. Even Matt Bradshaw, my buddy at Coffee Break Tennis, thinks that he was going to lose earlier on in the tournament. But I don't think he's been playing as bad as people make it out to be. He's winning ugly, which is good. He's winning when he isn't playing his best for sure. His backhand is not up to where it's been, and he's missing his forehand, and his serve's not as dominant as it needs to be. But when he played Rublev in the 3rd round, Rublev is a tough cookie, man, and he hits the ball. He's so good. I'm really stoked on him. When I make a video of compiling the best guys of the next 10 years, Rublev's definitely going to be in there because he is a killer from the baseline. He's just so springy, and he's like an assassin. He can just hit the same ball a million times in a row. I don't know. It's these rushing training regimes, I swear, that just make these guys be able to just go forever. Like Kachanov, too, just insanely big baseline ralliers. So Dimitrov got through Rublev. It was a gutsy performance because Rublev was playing really well. Dimitrov was battling his own demons and stuck it out. So that gives you confidence. Even if you're winning and you're not playing your best, that can give you confidence by winning matches, and that can enable great players to get back to their great form. So I think Dimitrov is going to play his best match of his tournament against Kyrgios. And Kyrgios, on the other hand, has been playing well. He played a really gutsy performance against Tsonga where he beat his hero Tsonga in 4 tight sets. I think he had to win 3 tiebreakers, but that showed that he was mentally checked in winning 3 tiebreakers because in the 4th set tiebreaker, I think Tsonga was up 5-1 in that tiebreaker, and then Kyrgios won, like, I think 7-5, just came out and just really stuck it in. It shows that he's in the matches and he wants to compete and that he really cares, which always isn't the case with Kyrgios, if you've been watching the tour. Sometimes it seems like he couldn't care less if he's playing there or eating ice cream or playing ball. Like, I don't know. But he's in his home country of Australia, and he's showing that he cares right now. And I think he actually wants to win this tournament, and I think he believes that he can. So my prediction for this match is I think Kyrgios is going to pull it off because I think he's going to serve huge. He's going to step up to the big stage because we know he likes to step up to the big stage and beat guys like Nadal, Federer, Djokovic. And Dimitrov's now up in that camp. And they're going to be playing a night match at Rod Laver Arena. So I think Kyrgios is really going to grab the spotlight and take over that match. And I think he'll win in 4 because he's going to serve big and exploit Dimitrov's backhand struggles right now. That's what I think is going to happen. Comment in the section below what your prediction is. And tell me if you think what I'm saying about these matches right now is correct. And the last thing I was going to comment on is Rafael Nadal. He's rolling. Rafael Nadal is playing unbelievable right now. He plays Schwartzman next, which could be a little bit of a difficulty because Schwartzman is the dog, man. He is such a tough competitor, but he's too small, I think. On the hard courts, the ball's going to bounce up pretty high, and I think the way Nadal's playing right now, Schwartzman won't be able to touch him. But Schwartzman is somebody that could pull an upset on Nadal. Not going to put it past him at all, but I think this will just be like one of those matches that gives Nadal more rhythm and a higher level of competition, which will help him elevate his game. So Federer and Nadal are rolling because they're moving into the later rounds now. Del Potro's out, like I said. And who are we sleeping on? I think we're sleeping on Djokovic. Maybe I should make a video about that because he's not playing bad anymore. And he's starting to find his rhythm. And he's going to bring back some terrible, terrible memories for especially Nadal fans out here in Australia and Federer fans, though. So if he can make it deep, that's going to be a very interesting story to see if maybe he'll play Federer in the semifinals. That'd be insane. I'd still give the edge to Federer, definitely, at this point. But that's been the slice on what's happening so far in the men's side of the 3rd, 4th round and a preview of tonight's match, Dimitrov versus Kyrgios. It's going to be a blockbuster. I can't wait. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, folks. Please like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out. Also, if you want to support the Slice, buy one of these shirts. They are so fresh. They're made in Canada, and there's only about 15 left. Okay, we made 30. There's only about 15 left. And if you wear this to tournaments around the world, you'll probably get stopped and asked opinions on matches because everybody knows that the Slice is the most educated, funniest, most in-depth commentary and analysis channel on YouTube and in the world. So you might just become like a local tennis wizard. Buying this shirt will just give you more street cred in the tennis circuit. You know what I'm saying? So thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the Slice. And we'll see you next time.